What role did fear of scarcity, debt, or financial instability play in your early environment, and how does that fear manifest now?
Yeah, that's deep, isn't it?
Yeah. Hungover, right at the end of the pod.
So my parents separated when I was 5, and my mum, for a number of years there, had like 4 or 5 jobs on the go. Had her main one and then had other jobs just to like top things up. And so money was always kind of talked about in our household, and it was a pain point. But she provided everything for us. And so from a young age, I saw working hard to pay the bills, but to also, I did gymnastics that was $500 a term, like my brother had a lot of sports too. And so money was there, but it was hard.
Yeah.
And so then I've always been a saver. And so I, for a number of years, I did not want debt. I still want to be debt free now because that, I still have some of that fear for sure. And within the business, Matt's like, right, we're spending this on the marketing, we're spending this on the website, all blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, it's
a lot of money, man.
A lot of money there. And and also with personally, it's like, right, we're doing these travels, we're doing this, we're doing that. And I'm like, I want to I like to have a good, healthy wee buffer there. And that's probably stemmed from the childhood for sure. And so, it's one that I'm constantly navigating.
Yeah.
For sure.
Nice, very well articulated, and I think that a lot of people would resonate with that. And even because it must be, I sometimes do this where I go okay, I'm going to go on that trip, and I think, man, that's so much money compared to what I used to think was possible. But I've had to be stop saying that, mate. You built that money, you created it, you know how to generate it. Yes, but it might be a lot of money compared to another way that you used to think, but it's also what you value or you really want to go.
Yeah.
And so we've got to find where we choose meaning and what we spend our money on.
Yeah. So we're getting married next year.
Nice.
And we're doing a destination wedding in Tuscany.
Wow.
And even that, that's what I want to do, but also that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And me just being okay with spending that money to do that, is internally something I fight with for sure.
Yeah.
And then also the judgment on doing a wedding like that too.
You're probably going to be worried about putting out your photos on social media because not only do these guys even work, how do they afford a wedding over there?
Yeah,
Sheesh.
definitely. So that's definitely going in my let them
think what they want.
Yeah,
Fuck
for
them.
sure.
Sorry, the first F-bomb of the pod. Yeah. I think it's an internal battle that a lot of us face because I think the danger when you start learning more about financial security, investing, compounding and things as well is that it makes it harder to let go of money because that's not really just that. It could be this over there or it could turn into this much more. But at the end of the day, you've got to strike that balance. But I think most people then take that strike that balance and go, oh, well, I'm going to go further into debt. I'm going to spend money I don't have. I'm going to YOLO. and then they take it to the nth degree, to the wrong direction. Yeah.
So I've just got very now controlled with our finances and how our budgeting, and I read Keep the Change every Friday.
Nice.
And I've taken quite a few tips there. And then I run probably 10 different bank accounts.
Yeah.
And now, the money comes in and goes straight out to those, for the bills, for the mortgages. Yeah. And then it's right, what's our budget for nails? Or, and that goes into an account. And so it's there, or the holiday account.
Nice.
So... Yeah, I've got quite structured there.
Well done. You got to find what works for you, right? And that's, I think the old school used to be get the envelopes and have it in the envelopes. I think people are trying to go back to that a little bit too.
The cash money.
Yeah. But getting harder to do with such little cash out there. But the multiple bank accounts is a goodie, especially in business as well, of tax and GST and things like that. Yeah.
So I think I now need to take what I'm doing personally into the business accounts
Yeah.
too with the GST and the tax. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I've got clients who sometimes they'll just do that and that's been a game changer for them.
Yeah.
But I'll have others where they'll have like 20. I'm like, hey, you've probably overdone it.
Yeah.
And then they're constantly like looking at what's in each one. And
Yeah.
so you've got to, I think that's where some, content's great and whatnot to get people started, but we all individually have to figure out what works best for ourselves.
Yeah.